Gino Torretta, the legendary Heisman Trophy winning Miami Hurricane, is next to me here. By the way, I should bring you on officially because Gino is the ambassador for Evening's Delight. Usually he joins us on Thursdays, but since we're out here for Whiskey Stars and Cigars today, he came out today. Gino is the ambassador for Evening's Delight. I see Hamp, the owner of Evening's Delight, over there. South Florida's source for all your outdoor kitchen, grilling, and tailgate needs. They've got a full line of grills, smokers, and more. Evening's Delight has 2 locations, Pinecrest and Davie, and traditions are better with Traeger. So grab a Traeger grill during the holiday sale. Add wood-fired flavor to your festivities. From November 20th through December 24th, you can get up to $400 off select Traeger grills, plus save on pellets, rubs, and more. And I wasn't here. You were with us in the first segment, but I wasn't here last week. I know Solana was filling in for me, so I haven't spoken to you about the Georgia Tech game. So for Miami, that was the stumble. We've talked about it, to get through a season undefeated. Very difficult. There's probably a stumble. So you've had a week and a half to marinate on it or whatever. Was there anything that jumped out at you from that loss? I mean, Crowder's take on it was, hey, they played a game that, prevented Cam Ward from essentially going out there and being able to fix everything because they slowed it down a little bit.
Well, I think when we talked before the game, I think it was exactly what I said. The risk is Georgia Tech can play ball control offense as good as anybody in the country. They did it against Florida State in the first game of the year and beat them. And, the offense just didn't have enough opportunities. And when you don't have enough opportunities, Miami's probably, I think they're number 1 in the country, third down conversion. They were only 3 for 10. You go on kind of a streaks, and you like to be in third down and short. They got behind the chains, and, they went for it a couple times on fourth down, didn't get it. And, Georgia Tech played the exact game you needed to play. Basically, keep the ball out of Miami's offense's hands, and you go from there. And I think that we have to figure that out. Other teams are going to try to do it. I mean, Wake's going to try to do it this week. I don't think they have the personnel that Georgia Tech does. I think that Georgia Tech's a lot better team than their record indicates. But I think with Miami, what you have to look at is start of the season, what's the goal? Get to the conference championship game, get in the playoffs. You win the conference, get in the playoffs with a bye. All of those goals are still there. I mean, they win out, they go to the ACC championship game, they win that game, they get a first-round bye, and they're in the playoffs. So I think that, that's the way you have to look at it, and I think that they can't worry about anything else. I know there's some 2-loss teams that are ranked ahead of them in the playoff ranking, and, Hawk, this would go back to when we were school. We didn't care. We weren't in a conference. We didn't care what anybody else did. It was if we didn't take care of our own business, we didn't get in that game. So that's what this team has to do is, you know what, who cares what the SEC's doing, how many teams they get in, the Big Ten, whatever. It's win out, and you're in the playoffs. You're right where you set out to be in last spring.
Which I'm imagining is what Mario is saying to the team, and that's the situation I think any athlete wants to be in, right? I mean, I can control my own destiny. Yeah, they just can't sleep.
But you know what I mean? You can't worry about the ACC only getting one team in. It's just like, screw it. Just be the one team. Just go out there and win the conference, and you're in.
Well, so either of those games then, Wake Forest doesn't sound like it scares you at all. How about Syracuse to end the season?
Because Syracuse is tough. They played us tough when I was a senior, and we had a lot more talent than they did, and we barely scraped by. I think we won by 3 my senior year. So yeah, they're all going to be tough. It's why you play the game. I think the difference in college football, why it's been such a great season this season, is there's not the depth across the board. Some of these dominant teams, the backups at Georgia, Alabama, they've transferred. So they don't have. So you might get an injury, and then all of a sudden, hell, Vanderbilt's got some pretty decent players, and they beat Alabama. So I think that, does every week scare me? Yeah, I think every week is an opportunity to lose. But you look at it from Miami's point of view is, you know what? Everything, we control our own destiny, and it's on us.
What did the loss to Georgia Tech do to Cam Ward's chances of winning the Heisman?
I think it may have taken a little bit of a hit. The bye week is definitely not helped, because he he had a week off and wasn't in the viewing of the public. And then Travis Hunter had, a bunch of catches, an interception, but a couple touchdowns. So I think that, you hate to be in the stretch run of a Heisman race and you're taking weeks off, or you have a bye week and you're just not there in front of people because, it is what it is. I mean, it's a popularity contest of, okay, who's performing the best at the end of the season, and you're out of sight, out of mind if you're not playing.
Did you watch the Tyson-Jake Paul fight?
I tried. I said there was a lot of this going on, buffering, if you will. I was in Arkansas, and we were out at a restaurant, and we had phones on it. We had the
nobody
TV
could get
on
connected.
It. No, we got it, and then it was like one phone got it, and it was already a few rounds in. So this was my take on it. If Tyson could have moved, his right knee was banged up bad. I don't care what anybody
Roy
said.
Jones kept saying on the broadcast,
he couldn't
watch
move.
his legs.
He couldn't
his
move.
Legs are done.
But his right leg, he could not move. And you sit there and you watch the other guy, he couldn't hit him. I mean, Tyson still had that wiggle that the boxers have of, okay, he's seeing.
I mean, it's muscle memory.
Yeah, he's seeing where punches are coming from. He was deflecting. He couldn't hit him. I thought if Tyson could have just if he could have gotten into him fast enough, I thought he could have taken him. But, hell, at 60, God bless.
I mean, did it make you Solana said it kind of made him sad. Now, he never watched Tyson in his prime. It didn't make me sad because I knew he was 58. I know what happens as you get older. Like, I wasn't expecting to see Sugar Ray Leonard in a Team USA boxing event, for the Olympics. Like, it kind of looked the way that I had anticipated it.
I don't know. It was more – I would just say this. It was more sad from the standpoint it's more of a spectacle than that we grew up of Hagler Hearns being the greatest fight of 3 rounds you'd ever watch, and Sugar Ray and Tyson and Holmes and those guys. I mean, that was like the grand – time of boxing. I just thought it was a spectacle,
which was
and
fun.
It wasn't
for me.
It
was fun.
Yeah, I didn't pay for it. I mean, but back in our day, remember, you had to find some place. You had to with the satellite to pay $50,
which was unheard of back in the day. $50, like to watch a sporting event.
So it is what it is. It entertained people. Did what it was supposed to do.
That's pretty much the motto of this show. It is what it is. We try to entertain people. Sometimes it buffers, sometimes it doesn't. Gino Torretta, you're going to stick with us a little bit longer, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we're at Tabacon Cigars and Spirits in Plantation. Tonight is the big Whiskey Stars and Cigars event.